today. What?
Say hi really quick.
Hi. I just got this new toothbrush from the dentist.
You did. Hello you guys, and welcome back to Hanging with the Osos. So I finally got my Invisalign and I cannot be any more excited than I am now. I am literally jumping for joy. So while I was doing my research on Invisalign, I found tons and tons of videos on YouTube explaining the entire Invisalign process, how it works, what it's made of, where it's made, exactly what it does. And unfortunately, this is not that video. When I was doing my research, I didn't see very many videos of people's personal experience with starting Invisalign or their beginning or whatever of their process. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be sharing with you my personal experience with from the moment I got my consultation to now that I just got my trays about 4 days ago, which isn't that long at all. So I'm gonna keep looking down at my phone because I made a ton of notes. So if you're not familiar with Invisalign, it is clear aligners that basically straighten your teeth. I had my initial consultation on April 9th and I made an appointment with 2 different orthodontists because I wanted to get different opinions on what I should get. So when I went in there, I was fully committed to getting braces. I had done tons and tons of research on braces and I was gonna get braces. So when I went to the orthodontist office and I told them my concerns and my problems and the fact that I grind my teeth, or not grind my teeth, but I'm a tongue thruster, he decided that I am a candidate for Invisalign, especially because it acts as a mouth guard, which is great for me because I'm a tongue thruster and my teeth shift a lot. So I had my consultation on April 9th. And then they did explain to me that on April 29th, they will be having their Invisalign Day, which is essentially they match your down payment up to $750, which saves you $750 if you give $750. So I went ahead and did that. So in the meantime, from April 9th to April 29th, in the meantime, I made an appointment with my dentist because I did have some cavities. After I had my daughter, I had really weak teeth. So I went into the dentist and they fixed all of my cavities in 2 different appointments. And it was very painful. I was in pain for pretty much until like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it was just the amount, because of the amount of work that I did, or because I had some of my silver cavities removed and replaced with the white composite, but my entire mouth was in so much pain up until like 2 weeks ago. I did that on April 10th. And then moving forward to finally April 29th, I went into the orthodontist office and they did my Invisalign scans. So basically what they did is they took like this it's like a camera, but it looks like a stick, and they basically digitally scan my entire mouth and it pops up on the screen like pretty much like a diagram of my whole mouth. I wasn't expecting it to be a digital scan because a lot of the videos that I had watched were physical scan where you have to actually bite down on like that paste and stuff. So that was pretty cool. It was really quick. Basically that's it. On April 29th, I got my scans done. 2 days later, on the 1st, I believe, of May, they called me in. If you hear that, that's the air conditioner. I'm sorry, it's really hot outside. So they called me in on May 1st at 10 a.m. I went in to pick up my retainers. The purpose of them giving me a retainer is so that it can keep my teeth in that place up until I get my first Invisalign tray. Otherwise, my teeth would just keep shifting and my first tray would pretty much be useless. Right before I got my Invisalign scan done, I had went on Amazon and I ordered a retainer pretty much, or like a mouth guard to sleep with. So it actually was, I know it's disgusting, but it's this big giant thing here. It actually comes with 2. They're like moldable, like you just put them in hot water and you take a bite out of them and they basically mold to your teeth. So together these were gigantic in my mouth, and I had been sleeping with them for a couple of weeks, and I basically sleep with my mouth like half open because they were so big I couldn't close my mouth. But I was getting really good sleep because I wasn't really grinding my teeth at night. So when I finally got my retainer from my orthodontist to keep my teeth in place, it was like a dream come true because they are much thinner than the actual mouth guard that I was already wearing. So I was already used to that big giant bulky thing, and so when they gave me these, they gave me the top and the bottom. These were like a daydream compared to that. These were not a big deal. The only downfall to this retainer is that it's a retainer. So look at this, like I'm squeezing it. I am squeezing it and it's not really flexing at all. I literally cannot squeeze it together, and that I can only squeeze it together a little bit right here in the middle, but literally this whole area, it's so hard. So yeah, it kept my teeth in place and I loved it, but it was really, really difficult to take off. The rule for this from my ortho was that I had to wear these for 12 hours at night, every single night. So sometimes I would wear them for 14, sometimes 16, because I just did not want to take them off. So at the beginning I didn't know how to take it off, but by the end of it I was really good at taking it off. To be quite honest with you, I was in pain literally every single night, like excruciating pain. I was tired of taking Advil for the pain. I don't know if it was because of my dental work or the compression of the retainer. I honestly have no idea, but every single night was excruciating pain. So to help me, I used to rub CBD oil all over my jaw, and I did also use a heating pad to my face, and that would help me so much. First of all, the CBD oil would put me in a CBD coma and I wouldn't wake up till like 9:30 the next morning. But it was great. So that helped me a lot with the pain. Ta-da! Hi, you changed. So jump forward to June 3rd, which is the day that they finally called me and let me know, or the day that I went in, because my aligners were ready. So I am currently wearing them right now. I've been wearing them for about 4 days.
Behind you.
Oh yeah. Oh no, this is the 5th day. I've been wearing them for 5 days pretty much. Okay, so when I went into my orthodontist appointment to pick up my Invisalign, it was pretty quick. I had already had a lot of my questions answered through videos on YouTube, so I didn't really have to ask anything to the ortho but a couple of questions.
And also show me our puppets.
Yeah, and these are our puppets. She really wants you to see. So when I went to pick up my Invisalign, it did come in this cute little drawstring bag, and inside of this was this really pretty sleek looking box, which is essentially, oh, I didn't even see this. When you open it, it says made to move right here. When you open it up, this is what it looks like. Now they give you this really sleek black one, which is very convenient. I'm constantly keeping it nearby, and even though I know I'm not going to take my aligners off when I'm out anywhere, I still take it with me. So this is what the inside looks like, and then it does have like a magnetic closure. And then they do supply you with 3 packs of the Invisalign cleaning crystals, which, since I have to wear my aligners for 2 weeks each, I am going to clean these right at the end of my first week. That way they're fresh for the second week. So this is pretty much what it is. There's some booklets in here just kind of explaining what Invisalign is. And then I do have, well, first of all, this is tray 1, and then I do have my tray 2 and tray 3. I'm not going to hold these up that high because it has a lot of my information, but yeah, I picked up my first 3 trays and this is what they look like. So my first impression when I put on the Invisalign, it is definitely different than the retainer. These are much thinner and they are much more flexible than the retainer. Also, the Invisalign only go directly like onto your gum. They contour to every piece of the gum. The retainer went up and over the gum, so it would literally hold everything in place. So that was the first thing that I kind of had to get used to. Some of the pieces of the Invisalign were a little bit higher on some spots and they were jabbing into my gum. So all I did is I took like a Dremel tool and I shaved off the top of it. I can show you guys what it looks like, but I did notice that they were a lot thinner and they were actually easier to take off, which I loved. So I went from that big mouth guard to the smaller retainer, now to the really, really thin Invisalign. So it's been kind of crazy that like these aren't really that big of a deal because of everything I started with. And I haven't really had any pain with them. The only thing I did notice right off the bat was I was getting some pressure on these two front teeth and this one bottom tooth. And within the first 2 days, I started to notice that I was getting a gap between my front teeth. Like they were literally separating. And the tooth that was having a lot of pressure, it feels like it's being pushed to the side. So now I have a gap in the middle, and I'm starting to notice all these little gaps in between my teeth, which I thought was pretty insane because I've only had them for 4 days. So I'm currently on tray 1 for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks I get to switch to tray 2. 2 weeks later I get to switch to tray 3, and then after that I have to go back into my ortho to get my attachments put on, which are essentially like little buttons that they put on your teeth to apply the proper amount of pressure to basically shift your teeth. So currently these are all okay and it's all good and gravy, but I know that once I get those attachments in, they're probably going to feel a lot bulkier, and that experience is probably going to be a lot different than the smooth sailing that I'm experiencing right now. And I will admit that, and I know that I am in for something much different when I finally get those attachments. One thing that I am finding difficult currently is the fact that I am a very slow eater, and with Invisalign you have to wear them for 22 hours a day minimum. So they give you pretty much 2 hours that you can take them off to eat. So you basically have to spread that throughout the whole day. So I'm a very slow eater. So I literally set a timer for 20 minutes. I eat my food, and then I give myself 10 minutes to floss and brush my teeth. And it's nuts. So I wanted to show you guys, this little guy right here has been my absolute best friend through starting the retainer and Invisalign process, because it is so powerful and gets every single bit of absolutely anything off of your teeth, and it makes you feel like you just left the dentist. Sure, this is her star.
And it's broken.
It's broken. This is the Philips Sonicare toothbrush. We bought these as a 2-pack. They were on sale at Sam's Club. They were a little bit pricey. For the 2, it was $98, and they did come with like a travel case and stuff. But my husband bought it for me for Mother's Day, and it does have like a charging stand that it goes on. So this is the low setting, and this is the high setting. So when I first started using it, it was on the high setting, and it felt like a jackhammer. I was like, ew, this is terrible, I need to take it back. But then I realized that you can put it down to the lower setting, and it's been great. Honestly, the vibrations, I feel like they're the reason why I'm already noticing gaps in my teeth and like a little bit of shifting, because I feel like it's been loosening up my tooth sockets, because I have been using this for like almost a month already. So this other thing in my hand, this is the Dremel that I used to grind down my Invisalign trays. I did just wash them really good after. I did get this off of Amazon. I can link it below, but you can find them at Harbor Freight for like $7, and they come with a ton of attachments that you can use on them. So this attachment is brand new. I had never used this one, so I used it on my Invisalign, but this is technically for nails. But I use a completely different attachment when I do my nails, so please don't think I'm disgusting. So when I was doing my Invisalign research, I did see a little gadget called the Purge V5. Purge V5, which is this here. So I decided that I wanted to get it through my ortho. I did have to pay extra for it. I will let you guys know how much I paid for it, but basically what this does is it gives off very gentle vibrations, which I feel like I probably could have done without this, because my toothbrush vibrates way harder than this. But you basically put it in your mouth, you bite down on it for 5 minutes, and it gives off gentle vibrations, and it's supposed to loosen up your tooth sockets. And it actually, honestly, whenever I bite down on it every night, I feel like it just relaxes my whole mouth. If there's any kind of soreness, my mouth just feels really relaxed after. So maybe it is helping. I'm just gonna keep using it. But essentially what it does is it loosens up your tooth sockets and massages your sockets to make it easier for your teeth to shift. So basically, you turn it on, and you do that for 5 minutes. Like, it vibrates and then it just stops when it's done. All right, so I have my notes right here, but it is time to get down to the nitty-gritty. The thing that everybody wants to know is, how much do these things cost? You have been talking about these for 11 or 12, 13 minutes, and you haven't told us how much they cost. So I want to start this off by saying that everybody's treatment is different. Invisalign can vary from region, from state, from country. It can be absolutely different from provider. Like whatever orthodontist, they probably charge differently, and depending on your case, it can vary of how much it costs. So please keep that in mind. But I am going to go over exactly how much I am paying for my Invisalign, or my husband and I, because when I was doing my research, a lot of people did like a ballpark guesstimate. I wanted to know exactly how much somebody paid, just so I can get an idea of probably more or less the range that it would be in. So I have to have a total of 29 trays for the first part of Invisalign. Depending on how my teeth are after that process, I might go into the refinement stage, which is when they give you extra trays to like pretty much treat anything else that you might want to have fixed and stuff like that. So at first the doctor did recommend, or the ortho, he had recommended 18 months, but it could be longer, and I am going into this fully aware of the fact that I could have Invisalign for pretty much 2 years or so instead of 18 months. And I'm okay with it, because I say that now because I just started, but who knows, in 2 months I could be like, I'm over it, get these things off of me. I don't know, I'm totally clueless right now, but as of now I'm okay with it. So this is including comprehensive Invisalign, x-ray visits, retainers, refinements, and the Purge V5 machine. The total entire cost of the Invisalign with all of that was $5,817. The orthodontist matched the down payment up to $750, so that brought my total down $750. I left a down payment of a total for everything of $900. And then my insurance, which I cannot thank them enough, I cannot thank my husband enough, my insurance covered $2,000 of my Invisalign, which I am so incredibly grateful. So that is why I canceled my appointment to the second orthodontist, and I said, you know what, let's just go ahead and do it, because they covered pretty much half of it, and then the ortho took off almost another $1,000. So after all of the down payments, that left me with a total of $2,167 that I still have to pay, which I feel like that's not even that much. So basically I pay $127 a month for 17 months for my Invisalign. Something that I found kind of interesting was the fact that my orthodontist does not go through credit. They actually just do auto pay onto your account. When you make your payment, they keep your card on file, and then they just auto pay you every month. They don't go through credit. So I thought that was pretty cool, but at the same time, like if I'm making payments, like it'd be great if like it helped my credit, you know. But with that being said, just keep in mind every Invisalign candidate, or like every Invisalign case is different, so your total can be higher, it can be lower. My total for only the Invisalign was $5,517, and then with all this stuff, with the Purge machine, that added an extra $300. But with that being said, I am so excited to start this journey. I know that it might get a little bit harder down the road, who knows, but my comments are still currently disabled, so if you guys have any questions for me, just go ahead and DM me on my Instagram. Here is my handle here. Once again, I do not accept accounts that have no profile pictures, no posts, no photos, no nothing, no friends. I do not accept those kind of accounts, I'm sorry. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight to the experience of just starting Invisalign, and not just what it is and how it works and stuff, because I know that I like to hear people's personal experiences about things, like people, what they went through, or you know, because that kind of helps me just know like what to expect, kind of, even though I know it can be totally different for me, but it kind of helps me put my mind at ease a little bit. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. If you didn't like this video, then just keep it moving, no big deal. And I will see you guys in another video, but I'll probably do an Invisalign update after, like, when I finally get the attachments, so in a couple, probably like 6 weeks or so. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in another video.